Okay, so I've reamed these panels, reamed this bar out to this panel and welded it all in. And I've got these M8 bolts, and they fit nicely in there. And but this one's a little bit tight, look. It doesn't quite fit. I could force it in there, but there's a bit of a bend in there. It's not quite there, so I could either ream this out a little bit more, some of these holes, but actually I think my plan is to use my plan is to use AN 5 bolts, which are 5/16, so just a tiny bit smaller than M8. Now, these actually fit without any reaming, so if I just pop those in, look at that. So that's job done. I think we can go with that. So there you go. You can see that it's bolted in position now. I still need to weld the top sort of bar or tube into the upper chassis member. So I'm going to weld that in situ, and hopefully it doesn't move too much, and then we can start welding in the rest of it, and hopefully that all fits quite nicely. Well, you can see I've just welded in that hole for that top rail. It's still smoking a bit, I don't know if the camera's picking that up. So we're going to grind that back, put a drill through it, and see if this panel fits properly still. Before I go any further with making the changes to this hole, after test fitting the front pedal panel, it doesn't quite fit this hole. So I'm going to fully weld this front bar just to make sure that it fits correctly once I've made the modification to this hole. I'm concerned that I'm going to get it all perfect, and then I'm going to weld this bar in and it's going to move slightly and be a bit off. Let's fix this piece in place first before I continue. Okay, after welding in the top bar, I've managed to get this all in, and look, I've managed to get all the standard M8 bolts in. I've not had to resort to the AN5 slightly smaller diameter ones. So welding that top bar has actually helped scare it up a little bit. So I'm going to leave this in situ I'm now going to take it apart, give everything a good clean, put it back together, tack all the welds in place, take it apart again, and then fully weld it, and then hopefully we'll have a really nice complete pedal box, except for all the extensions I need to put on at top left, bottom, and down here as well, just to add a bit of strength. But yeah, pretty pleased with the progress so far. I've just taken a bit of a break. To be honest, the quality of the welding that I've done so far today has been quite poor. A little bit of it is down to laziness. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a really good tidy up, because really what I need to do is move the chassis onto its side to enable myself to get proper access to the welds. I'm going to tidy up. I'm going to have another test fit of the pedal box panel. If it still fits well, I'll continue.
because it means it's still all square despite the poor quality of welding. And I'll finish other welds up. I'm going to do a better job of the other welds, and hopefully we'll still be okay.
I've not been happy with my welding today, and I'm starting to think that it's not me. And so I've swapped some of the copper bits out inside this for fresh ones, made sure everything's tight. I've got some new electrodes, and then I'm gonna see if that helps performance, because maybe the copper wasn't making a good connection. It was giving me and that's what's giving me poor welds, because the arc has been very poor. Let's see. And there you can see that's much better, much better than that horrible disaster there. Purely because my torch wasn't conducting current well enough. So hopefully we can get some high quality welds in now, and maybe use the torch again just to tidy up everything that's well, that looks really crap, to be honest. Well, you can see all the bolts are in. Some of them are very tight, but it's enough for me to continue. Well, I've rammed that screw in so hard that it snapped off. Hopefully it comes out with the mole grips. I don't know if you can see that, but it does seem like there is some will for this thing to come out, so I am making life hard for myself today. Oh, what a mess.
As you can see, this pedal box panel is in. I can't say it was easy. After welding it, the whole frame had shrunk a little bit, so it didn't quite fit. Each side fitted in, but not the whole thing. So I've had to use some G-clamps just to squeeze it in. It's gone in. I've managed to get either AM bolts or M8 bolts in. I kind of wanted to get M8 bolts in all round, because then I know it's a perfect fit, but it's okay, we compromised a little bit, that's fine. The only one I can't get in is this bottom bolt here. So I might ream out the bottom corner just a tiny bit so the bolt will go in. So I'm going to consider that a success. Not as easy as I thought it would be. In hindsight, what I should have done is maybe used a 4/16 size bolt. What's 4/16? That's a quarter inch size bolt rather than 5/16. So the hole that I was going into was smaller than the holes that were made in this panel. That way I would have definitely guaranteed the fit, because I would have had some space to play with. Anyway, like I said, that's the result, even though it's been quite a challenge.